I've got some new products from my friend Simon Hurley, and today I'm gonna bust them out. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm gonna play with some of Simon's new releases while I've got a stencil set, and I'm gonna make magic with it, or at least that's the goal. Will magic ensue? Stick around to find out. That video is coming up next. Here's a look at the supplies I'll be starting with today. I have this new stencil from Simon Hurley Create, and it is a 6x6 layering stencil, and it's this gorgeous Pretty Petals Blooms stencil. So I want to do a little ink blending, and then I want to do a layer with solar paste because I've played with solar paste. I'll pop a link up if you have not seen that video, but I wanted to put it over some inks through a stencil. So let's get set up for the first round. I've got the little sticky mat from inside my stamp wheel, and what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to try to line this up nicely, although you know this is the same size, so it might not really make much of a difference. I'm going to press this down. Yeah, I'm going to have to, it's going to hold my paper really nicely, but I am going to have to add a little tape, so let me do that. And I'm definitely going to be trimming down my panel, so I'm not too worried about, you know, not getting it perfectly to the edge, but that way we hold our stencil in place. I'm going to be using inks from Concord and 9th today, so let me and get a blending brush. So I'm going to start out here with Pink Lemonade. Let me just butt that up there. All right, and I guess we'll just bring it in from the top through the stencil. And I think I am going to do this two-toned. So what's going to have to happen here is I'm going to grab another ink in just a second, which is Nectar, and try to create a transition from pink into orange. Let me grab the Nectar. Okay. And we'll just come up from the bottom where we sort of meet in the middle. All right, I think that looks really pretty. Nectar is a very soft color. All right, so just a little up and overlap like that. And now I can lift the stencil and show you our first layer. Isn't that soft and pretty? All right, let's get the second stencil set up. For my next pink, I am going to bring in Sweet Pea, but I am going to tap some of it off because I don't want it to be too strong, but I do want to come in and do my little pink centers in the pink part of my background flower area. Like that. I think I should have cleaned off this brush a little more, but there you go. I think that's going to be pretty. And now I'm going to bring in, I think I'll do grapefruit for the darker orange. It's kind of a melon color. Bringing that in. I love grapefruit. Very pretty. And again, overlap just a little there, so we get a little transition color. I think that's great. Okay, we'll lift this one up. And now I have centers in all the flowers. Next, we'll add the green. I've got my green in place, and again, I'm just using little bits of tape because I don't want the stencil to slip, but I know my paper's good. And I'm gonna bring in Concord and 9th Sprout. Load this up to add some green. All right, getting that layer down. Very nice, like that. And again, you can make it as dark as you like, as light as you like. Now I have a second color that I brought out. I brought out some avocado, but you know what? I think I'm just going to keep this as is for what I'm going to be doing today. And we'll lift this up and take a look at the piece. Now I have my petals all set up. We've got our little blend transition. Now I'm going to use some solar paste on this, so hold tight. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to add centers back in. Let's make sure I have this the right side up. I'm going to reline this up right on here. I'm going to tape this into place. I decided just to work on this mat because, you know, I mean, this mat, it isn't a mat, it's a piece of paper. So we're going to do this because we're going to add two colors. I'm actually going to go with Cross My Heart, which has that sort of pinky red hue, and Overheated, which has orange. And then I put a piece of cardstock off to the side because someone gave me the great tip of, Cathy, if you're going to have any excess that's mixed together, swipe it off over here. So that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. I've got my little scraper tool. Really like this tool. And we're going to start at the top by putting a little of the Cross My Heart down. And I'm just going to put it, you know, right here because this is coming over. It's coming over here. All right. Close this up tight. And I'm not too worried about picking this up and, well, you know what? Why don't I just wipe that real quick? Okay. And I probably have too much for this little amount, but it's what I'm doing. Bringing it down like that, okay? Oh, got a little bit of shiny stuff right there. Let's put you there. Okay. And now push you up here. And we'll just drag this across because it's going to add just a little bit of cool shine into what I've already done. I hope this stencil stays down. I think it will. And all we're going to do is go over those centers until they're all full of shiny, beautiful goodness. I don't know if I really have that much. Oh, I do have some on here. Let's see. Get you, pick you up there. Just trying to fill it all in and scrape. Okay. Go down there. I didn't put a ton on, so maybe I should do more next time. But I think for the parts that I'm going to use, it's going to be beautiful. I picked up some of that goopy goop, so let's put you, well, I don't know where you're going. I don't think I got enough on here to make anything pretty. Oh, actually, that's not true. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's lift this up, straight up. Ooh, now it's looking a little like it covered up, but let's let it dry and let me go rinse all this off. So I'm going to bring this off now and see. Oh, I got some on there I should clean off, and I will. I'm going to take this off so it has a chance to dry, and then we will see how cool this looks having these centers picking up and color shifting in the light. So I'm going to let this dry completely before I move on. While that piece is drying, I'm going to take some of this beautiful rose gold metallic cardstock. I'm going to cut some thank yous out of that, out of white, and I'm going to cut a shadow layer out of vellum. Let me get all those pieces cut and then we can glue them together. I'm going to use Elmer's CraftBond, and I'm going to spray the backs of some of these things away from the camera. I always, well, always, I've started wearing one of these masks when I spray just so I don't inhale the fumes. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll speed up the video to show you how I build up dimension on the shadow layer. So what I have done is I've created a way to pop up my vellum by adding a little dimension to the back. And you can do this as many layers as you like. If I were to put another one on there, it would just give the vellum the appearance of floating. I just wanted to show you that. So now I'm going to move on to trimming down our panel and we'll create our final card. So now that this is, well, actually, I guess it kind of looks pretty that way too. You can see the shine and how it shifts color, right? One of them has more of an orange, one of them has more of a pink. And I'm going to trim this down now that it's dry, but this is why I thought that this metallic would look so pretty on here. And of course, it's gonna feel like it's floating because I've added extra die cut layers to the back. So let me get my paper trimmer and trim this down. All right, let's see what happens here. I didn't want to use a die on this. I just wanted to cut. So I'm gonna take a little off here. And I think, well, this might not be completely dry. I may have to wait. Actually, I think it's dry. So I'm gonna trim off one little strip from this side. And I'm not sure how much pink I want yet. I actually want to have more pink than I'm showing here. So let's cut again from this side. Okay. And get that little strip out. And I want this to be, what is it? 3 3/4 inches wide. So let's just, let's just go. Oh, sorry that my head's getting in the way. Bring this down here. All right, we're going to go 3. Maybe that's too much. I'm going to cut that and that. And then we're going to take a little off the top. Like that. And now I'm just going to take, let's see, do I want 5 inches? Yes. All right, so I've got 5 here. This is why I like using dies better. And then I'm going to take off, you know what? I am going to have a little more of the pink. I'm just going to bring this down to 3 3/4 right there. Like that. All right. So I've got my piece of cardstock here. This is 11 inches by 4 1/4. We're going to score it right at 5 1/2 because this will be a top folding USA 2 card. Okay, fold this down like that. Just going to give that a quick press with my Teflon bone folder. Okay. All right, and I do have some foam tape already on the back. The nice thing is about this paste, if you're not using it real heavily like me, it doesn't really warp the cardstock at all. If you need more tape, feel free, because I'm an over adheser. And actually, I need to tape this down because I need to be able to see what I'm doing, and I think I may have folded this off a little, but that's okay. Don't mind my head as I pop this little friend, and it doesn't really matter which way you put it on. I'm going to go this way. I think that looks really nice with that little framing margin space. Take that tape off. Oh, it's so fun. The shine, isn't that? It's just subtle. I actually thought it would be a little less opaque. Like I thought for some reason it would be a little more see-through, but I love that it's not because I think this has such a fun look. And again, I could have done more shading with my flowers themselves. I mean, there's so many ways you can do things like this, and that's part of the fun of playing with pastes, playing with ink blending and whatnot. I am going to, well, actually, how am I going to do this? I'm going to use liquid glue on these shadow layers. And you really don't need much, but see, this way you hide that dimension, right? And that's kind of cool. I wish I could say I came up with this on my own, but a long time ago, well, within the last couple of years, someone on my channel said, Cathy, if you want to float that vellum, just build up dimension behind with die cuts. And I was like, that is brilliant. Duly noted, will do. Yeah, it's a little extra paper and a little extra gluing, but you know what? Sometimes we have the time. Sometimes we have the time. So, little dots of glue like this. Oh gosh, I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to lift this. Actually, don't even think I'm going to use my tweezers. I'm going to put it right at an angle so that the letter forms go straight perpendicular. Does that make sense? So if you pop it down right here, and these letter forms are straight, that is a great angle for this particular die cut and font style. Oh, so fun. Let me put on a little brick. I had one here. I'm going to set that right there and let that adhere and try to decide if I have anything shiny that would work. I actually found something digging through my bin. Doesn't that look like it's made to go? It's called Butterfly Kisses. This is from Simon Says Stamp, and I did just check. It's old, but they still have this in the shop. So let me open this up and see. I don't know. Maybe something in here. Oh, I just dumped way too many out. You know, sometimes I really do want to just spread them and see, because what I'm looking for here, and let me grab my little, actually, you know what? I'm going to use this tool because I like this tool. I'm actually just looking for things that would tie in nicely with the color. And I think that's, no, flip it. There we go. There's one. Look at this pale green. I don't know. I don't know for sure if I'm going to do this. I mean, it's really pretty. It does look like it could match with this very nicely. And sometimes it's nice just to have something a little extra. Like this is kind of catching the light like a rose gold. And I kind of like that. So let's see, does that too? You just dig through. You dig through a mix and you see what you can find. Kind of nestle one in. I like them to make sense where I put them, and I don't know if that makes sense to have extras over there. So maybe literally all I need here is 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. Now, you know, I usually go with the odd numbers, right? But you can, I mean, that just adds a little. You're not really seeing much, but you know what? I'm going to do it because I can. All right, here we go. So pick you up and just a little dab here of my liquid glue and pop you down. I try to pick the sequins up from the side so that I'm not pressing right into the glue center. Does that make sense? Like that. Boop. Forgot to boop it. Colors are perfect. Boop. Oh, I could have done, you know what else I could have done? Gosh, I have so many things. I could have done enamel dots too, but you know, you live and you learn, you forget and you remember. All right. I have enamel dots that match these ink colors. Well, not all of them, so that's probably, oh, get in there. All right, and one more right there. Okay, and boop. Spread that down a little bit and press. All right. That's my finished card project. That didn't take too long. I really want to start doing more with stencils and pastes together. But look at, when you catch this in the light, look at the fun surprise that it has with those centers having the gorgeous shine that they do. I think that is so cool. And let me zoom in here a little. There's definitely this extra texture and dimension as well on those pieces. So that's my finished card project. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you, and be sure to hit that bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here with another card project soon. To see a few more cards featuring stencils, check out the 2 videos I have linked for you below, and I'll see you in those videos.